The art of perfuming after 50, elegance and mature skin. After the age of 50, the skin undergoes significant changes due to menopause. The drop in estrogen makes the skin drier, alters the pH balance, and reduces the natural lipid layer. In the practice of perfumery, this means that projection, the scent trail left by the perfume, may decrease, but longevity may increase as evaporation is slower. The key is not to use more perfume, but to choose the right composition. Characteristics that work best on mature skin. Woody and creamy notes. Sandalwood, cedarwood, vetiver, and cashmere have a perfect synergy with the warmth of drier skin, gaining depth. Amber and vanilla. Oriental and amber notes warm and envelop, creating an aura of sophistication. White florals, in moderation tuberose, gardenia, and jasmine are opulent. Prefer them in more modern, abstract compositions rather than very literal soliflores for a classic air without being dated. Chypre and leather. Notes of oak moss, bergamot, and patchouli, the Chypre family, or a subtle touch of leather convey timeless elegance and a strong personality. What to avoid or test very carefully. Highly volatile and aqueous citruses. Very fresh perfumes, based only on citrus top notes, can evaporate almost instantly on very dry skin, disappearing in minutes. Excessively sweet fruity scents, youthful aromas of cotton candy, tutti frutti, or very intense caramel can create an unpleasant contrast, as the skin lacks the necessary oils to support them, making them cloying. Classic and modern suggestions, profile examples. Bois de Balancourt, Maison Louis Marie, a creamy sandalwood with cedarwood and a touch of nutmeg. Minimalist, yet with a warm, enveloping elegance that endures. Coromandel, Chanel and amber white patchouli with frankincense and benzoin. A cloud of luxurious comfort and not at all aggressive. Portrait of a Lady, Frederic Malle, a modern floral Chypre. An explosion of Turkish rose wrapped in patchouli and incense. An instant classic for those with personality. 2. The artisanal path. How to create your own fragrance. Making your own perfume is an act of autonomy. It allows you to fully control the ingredients and create something exclusively yours. The simplest and safest method for a curious beginner is oil-based perfumery. Base method, oil perfume roll-on. This is the easiest form with the best staying power, ideal for dry, mature skin. Ingredients and materials. Carrier oil. Jojoba oil the best, as it is odorless and does not oxidize easily, or grapeseed oil. Bottle. A dark glass bottle with a cap or, ideally, a roll-on. High-quality essential oils, EOs, and absolutes. This is where the whole secret lies. Research trusted brands. The structure of a fragrance, the olfactory pyramid. To build your perfume, think in 3 layers, based on evaporation rates. Top notes, 5 to 10%. These are what you smell first, volatile and fresh. X, bergamot, tangerine, petitgrain. Evaporates in 15 to 30 minutes. Heart notes, 40 to 60%, the soul of the perfume. X, rose, absolute, jasmine, lavender, ylang ylang. Last 2 to 4 hours. Base notes, 20 to 40%, the foundation that fixes the scent. X, sandalwood, absolute or EO, vanilla, absolute, patchouli, vetiver. Practical recipe for a woody and warm perfume, 10 milliliters. Jojoba oil, 9 milliliters, fill the bottle almost to the top. Base note, 30 drops in total. 15 drops of Australian sandalwood essential oil. 10 drops of vanilla absolute, diluted to 10% in jojoba, to be manageable. 5 drops of patchouli essential oil. Use sparingly, it is very strong. Heart note, 40 drops. 30 drops of rose absolute, or a rose geranium blend, more accessible. 10 drops of lavender essential oil, gives a clean aromatic contrast. Top note, 15 drops. 10 drops of bergamot essential oil, caution, it is phototoxic. For a skin perfume, without immediate sun exposure it is fine. For maximum safety, use FCF bergamot or substitute with tangerine. 5 drops of petitgrain, has a green woody aroma that unites everything. Step by step, add the base note drops to the bottle. Smell. Add the heart notes. Shake gently and smell. Add the top notes. Top up with jojoba oil. Close and shake. The secret, maturation. Store the bottle in a dark, Cool place for 3 to 6 weeks. Shake gently every 2 days. This is the time needed for the molecules to marry and the aroma to become a harmonious whole and not just a sum of parts. 3. The dark side, perfumes, endocrine disruptors, and the path to bioquality. This is the most critical part. Most commercial perfumes are not made solely of essential oils. They are complex chemical cocktails, and the problem lies in the so-called secret agents, phthalates, synthetic musks, and the countless group of compounds hidden under the word fragrance or parfum. The danger of phthalates, the science behind the alert. Phthalates, especially DEP, diethyl phthalate, are used as fixatives. They are what make the perfume last for hours on your skin. The problem is that they are known endocrine disruptors, meaning they interfere with our hormonal system. A landmark scientific article on this topic is Endocrine Disruptors in Personal Care Products, a review, published in the Journal of Steroid Biochemistry and Molecular Biology. This and other cross-sectional studies, such as those from the Silent Spring Institute, have demonstrated through biomonitoring that the use of scented products is directly associated with increased phthalate metabolites in human urine. What does science tell us about the risk? Hormonal mimicry. Phthalates can mimic or block natural hormones, such as estrogens and androgens. Cumulative effect. The danger lies in daily and combined exposure, creams, makeup, air fresheners, plastics. This is the so-called cocktail effect. Consequences. Epidemiological studies associate exposure to phthalates with fertility problems, early puberty, metabolic syndrome, and even a higher risk of certain hormone-dependent cancers. For a woman after 50, in a phase of natural hormonal rebalancing, minimizing exposure to these compounds is an act of preventive care. In search of bioquality and transparency, the bad news is that the luxury and mass-market perfumery industry is the least transparent in all of cosmetics. The exact formula of the perfume is protected as a trade secret, which in practice means the word parfum/fragrance on an ingredient list can hide tens or hundreds of chemicals, many of them synthetic and some potentially harmful. How to navigate this? The concept of bioquality in perfume is not a rigid official seal as in food, but rather a commitment from the producer. What to look for a high bioquality and lower risk profile. Certified natural and organic perfumery. Look for brands that are guided by certifications such as Cosmos Natural or Cosmos Organic. These standards prohibit the use of phthalates, synthetic musks, dyes, and the vast majority of petrochemicals. The complete ingredient list, INCI, a truly transparent brand, does not limit itself to writing parfum. It lists all allergens and, ideally, all the components of its perfume. Ingredients such as linalool, limonene, geraniol, citronellol are natural components of essential oils that are mandatorily declared as they are allergens, but they are safe and biodegradable unlike phthalates. Nature's fixatives. Instead of phthalates, a high bioquality perfume uses natural components themselves as fixatives, the aforementioned vanilla absolute, benzoin, labdanum, sandalwood. Radical transparency. Fortunately, there are already niches in perfumery that practice radical transparency, publishing 100% of their ingredients. Brands like Henry Rose, created by Michelle Pfeiffer, with EWG verified and cradle-to-cradle certification, are an example that it is possible to have luxury and total safety without toxic secrets. Conclusion for a conscious choice. The best perfume after 50 is one that honors your wisdom and your health. It is one that brings you pleasure without a hidden cost. By creating your own fragrance with pure oils or choosing niche brands that practice transparency and bioquality, you are doing more than just smelling good. You are exercising an act of sovereignty over your body and your endocrine health. The scent of true elegance has nothing to hide.